Thank you. Donnie Iris, everybody. Oh, okay. I'm getting requests from East Coast Canada over a phone. Fair enough. I'd like to play something that I've only ever played once in my whole life in front of an audience. It's one of my songs. There's a lot of songs I've only played once in front of an audience because I decided shortly thereafter that we don't need to play It's Raining Men anymore. But which you'll be hearing right now. This is a song I wrote and never did anything with, but I dedicate it to each and everybody you hear who came from somewhere else to Las Vegas, Nevada. You found yourselves here, well, except for Gina and Mikey are the only people that I know really from Las Vegas, Nevada. So I think they're actually contractually bound to stay in the city limits. It's like Thunderdome or something. You're not allowed to leave. I'm only half kidding. This song is, as I said, for everybody who came from out of town to this awesome place we call Las Vegas, Nevada. I've been living here almost 5 years, and I love it. And I love my friends. And I love my enemies. I don't have any enemies. This is called You Can Always Go Home.
Songs are sung on all the world's stages, but my character was cut before opening night. Now when the northern lights call you, the desert wind howls and moans, and when the devil comes a-calling, you won't seem to leave you alone. Your ghosts come haunting the weight of the world's at your door. You can always go home. You can always go home. Lost in space, lost at sea, lost and found, lost in space at sea and found by the man I used to be. When the northern lights call you, the desert winds howl and moan, and when the devil comes a-calling, he won't seem to leave you alone. And when the night closes in on this city of sin, and the weight of the world's at your door, you can always go and you can always